That's all right.
That's supposed to be my job.
So, yep. Did you guys make the account?
Yes.
Everyone? So please log in. Yep. So when you log in, this is where you get. So now we're gonna go to practice area. All right. So today, this is actually a basic exam. So let's see how many. One. There's one.
Do we need to create a
Three.
Do we need to create an account again for this one?
No, it's just practice. Did you log in? You didn't make account for this? Yeah, go ahead and make account. So it's here to practice questions. So I'll give you about. So everyone have this, right? Yeah, I'll give you about 5 minutes to read it over. Just skim through, and then we'll get to start. For SID and the numbers right there. Which one? S6. S6. Yep, that's what it is. Looks simple. Somewhat to it. Yep, you're gonna do it right there. Start it. Not yet. You're gonna start off there. Yeah, we're gonna go through it. No need to hurry. So one part we have to be a little bit careful is this part, because this is basically all interview sheet, and it has all the incomes and the expenses, what's their events and stuff. So everything up here is answered yes should be filed up here. So make sure we have okay, there's wages and salaries, scholarship, interest, retirement funds, Social Security, and other income, blah, blah, blah. So make sure you read all of them that we need to file. It's actually going to be exactly the same when you file during the actual session. So, yep. Is everyone read it? Is it all good? Or do you need a couple more minutes? Couple more minutes? Sure. All right. Everyone ready? Hello? Is it good?
Yes.
Sure. So we actually gonna jump off. All right, so we're gonna file Jacob and Martha Mills. All right, so now we're gonna click start new 2018 tax return right here. And we're gonna stick to the basic. I mean, this is just because you won't see during the actual return, but this is just a practice one, so start return. And here's the social security number. And as you see at the bottom of the page, you see the social security card, right? And who's taxpayer here? Taxpayer. And you? Yeah, who's the taxpayer?
Clients.
Oh, in the scenario.
Oh.
Jacob?
Jacob, right? So we're gonna put Jacob's ID right here. And Martha is basically the spouse. So keep in mind who is a taxpayer, who is the spouse, and who are the dependents.
Oh.
So here, I'm just gonna put 313. Maybe, it's a random number. I'll just go like 450. Right? 31131. 432. And start return, and here we go. Amazing. So we are right here. So first thing you're gonna do is select the filing status. So in this case, it's pretty simple, but overall, whoever is single and never married by the end of the year, December 31st, they're gonna file either single or head of household, or maybe qualifying widower in case the husband passed away within 2 years from 2018. So if the husband passed away in 2018 or 17, they will select qualifying widower. Go ahead.
Sorry, mine, like the social security number won't work or something. I tried to put in 131. Well, it didn't go.
So yeah, the single should be filing single or head of household, or maybe qualifying widower.
If you have any doubts about what their filing status is, there is a filing status wizard right there that could take you through several questions to figure out what the filing status is, if you have any doubt.
And if you basically follow everything through, it tells you which one should be filed. All right, everything good? So basically, Jacob and Martha, and they elect to file joint. So I'll just click join. Oh yeah, after that you'll see this comment down here. Yep, and then hit continue. So now is the time to put their names and information. So I'll just look at the interview sheet, which is the second page, and start filing. Jacob Mills. I'm not gonna touch social security number. Date of birth is September 21st and 18 and what? 1953. Occupation. So Jacob's occupation is retired. So this person retired. Awesome. And these boxes are pretty important. So if you see, the taxpayer can be claimed as dependent on someone else's return. That means it's like there's a possibility. It's not there are a lot of if there's a possibility that this person can be claimed from another person, you gotta click this. But if not, just leave it there. There are like only few consequences that you will confront, but less than likely you'll click this part. All right, next part. Taxpayer was over 18 and a full-time student at the eligible education institution. If that applies, click it. If it doesn't, leave it there. Taxpayer is blind. If you see the interview sheet, item number 6. That's where all the answers are here. So the person is not blind. The person is not deceased. So no box should be checked. The taxpayer wishes to contribute $3 to presidential election campaign fund. This isn't really taking money from the tax return. It's not deducting any tax return amount. It's just if you like to do it, and IRS will contribute themselves to the presidential election campaign. So it's not. So you probably will ask this question too.
The IRS pays?
Yes, it's not taxpayer pays.
Oh, I didn't know that.
So that doesn't deduct $3 off.
Oh.
So yeah, if you click it, well, sure, right? It doesn't. Yeah, that's the thing. So taxpayer spouse served in combat zone during the current year. I mean, we don't do this, so leave it there. Taxpayer was a non-resident area for any part of the year. This is basically for non-resident alien foreign students, so I'll just leave it there. Taxpayer or spouse affected by natural disaster during the current year. Still, that's out of scope. We cannot file those. So yeah, all right. I'll move on to spouse information, which is Martha. Martha Mills. One good thing about this is just automatically fills out. Feel free to ask any questions if you have any. And social security number. Where is her social security card? All right, and date of birth was March 3, 1953. Occupation. Cashier? Yep, cashier. So, yes. After that, I'll definitely check the rest of part, number 9, too. So last year, was your spouse totally disabled, full-time student, legally blind, nothing there. Have the same question. It's basically a repeat of the same question. All right, now is the address. I'll put address, but make sure you ask the question to the taxpayers. Is this your address? Is this your mailing address? Because if the person is getting the tax return on the check, this is the address it will send it to. So make sure it's a mailing address.
Where are you finding that on the form?
On the form, the address should be on number 3 on the interview sheet.
Oh, I see it.
Yep.
There you go, thanks.
So it's on Laura Street. One cool thing about it is if you put the zip code, it says your zip code is my zip code, it just pops up. So you don't have to type it. So just put the zip code and it will pop up the area. And then we need a phone number. So the phone number is on item 1. There on the kind of right side. There's date, time, phone number, telephone number. We need to keep one of those. Make sure we have the right number, because there are cases that we might have to contact them and ask a couple more questions if in case it's rejected and stuff. So yeah, we need to put the phone number in. Just for now, I'll just put any number there. But for the real return, you have to put the real phone number that's working, not a fake one. I'm just gonna move on. Oh, all right, so it's a Colorado return, basically a state return. We're just gonna upload it in Revenue Online, which is e-filing. So here we go. Jump on. So now it's a dependent and qualifying person. So it basically asks you like, do you have dependents? Is anybody live with you? There are like a complicated like a test, like there are 6 tests and 3 different tests and stuff like that. But in here we're not going to explain like everything through, but we're just going to stick to the Daniel, the interview sheet right here. Because we have Daniel, who's over 18, right? He's over 18, he went to college, and yeah, so I'm gonna put yes. I'm gonna put Daniel. Daniel. And still, the last one just automatically pops up. So sometimes dependent can be a brother or a sister and a family member who has a different last name. In case you can override it, like something like that. But normally it's just automatically goes out. So, all right, date of birth is January 17th, 1995. Social security number. Check the first page and it's 133 and random number. So now he asks good questions, quite a lot of questions. So was this a person a U.S. citizen, U.S. National, or U.S. resident alien? Yes. So make sure you click yes on here. If not, it's not going to count the person as dependent. So make sure you click this. Relationship with son, right? And the person lived in the most. So basically, this is kind of complicated. So if the person is over 18 and was a full-time student, and usually full-time students lives out of their home, right? That counts. So if the person is full-time student, just stay in 12 months. If not, you might have to change it. But general rule is the person should live in the home or with the family over the half of a month.
So you're saying if they are a full-time student, put 12?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So
Even if they didn't live 12 months.
yes, that counts. That's part of the exception.
Yeah, okay, that's okay.
You read it in the textbook, right?
Yep.
Yep. There you go. So yeah, now there are more questions. Here, this person was over 18 and full-time student at the education institution. Yes. Make sure you click this. If the person was disabled, here is no. Okay. If this qualifying child is not your dependent, no, it's son, right? It's qualifying the child. If you not claim this dependent for EIC or new credit purpose, probably not. Last case, you would definitely do that. Dependent is not married. If this dependent qualifies multiple support declaration. This usually applies to like elderly and disabled. So yeah, so they're in this case. Continue. And also continue. Now, welcome to the income part. So this is where you basically put income. So, well, for now, I'll go for enter myself. But if there's some people like kind of confused about what's going to be an income and stuff, you can select guide me. So then it will go through every single part. Like, does the person have salary? Does the person have retirement fund? Does the person have this? But for now, we're going to jump on to enter myself. Here you go. Yay, here's a list. So, I'm gonna jump up to the third page first. So this person has a wage, this person has a scholarship, has interest, retirement income, social security, and other income, which is form W2G. Actually, that is, if you read an interview note on the first page, which is gambling. So, definitely start with the salary, W2. So if you turn the page, you will see the W2 form, this one. Do you see this one? W2? Yeah, we're gonna put this on the screen. So click W2. And basically it's very straightforward. So this is the basic W2 form. Whose W2 is this? If you look at the item number E, well, it's not number. Item E, that's a Martha. It's not Jacob, right? Did you get it? Mm-hmm. So following the address is correct. Now this is the employer part. So EIN is item B, as it's right here too. So item B. So if you look at item B W2, there's 35500. That's the random number. And then, well, it will just show up right now. But if it's a real return, the actual return, it will not show up. So you have to like type every single part. You put employer name, address, and the state. I mean, it's supposed to be Colorado usually. So wage. So now I'm going to jump up to the, move on to the right side of the W2, which is number 1 is 7500. The thing is, after I hit enter, it will automatically calculate the parts, the rest of the parts. The Social Security withholds Medicare tax, so it just calculates automatically. So you don't have to calculate by yourself. Is it good? And number 2, federal income tax withheld is $750. Make sure you put the right amount on this one. And also there are some cases that some of them might have like different Social Security wages, maybe lower Medicare wages and different withheld amount. So make sure you check each of the number right here and it matches on the exact on the W2. So alright, so 75, 100, 465, 108, 75. Alright, it's all good.
Why it feels here automatically?
Cause it's 2018. I mean 2019 now. It automatically puts it. It's basically there's a formula for Social Security tax, and the computer automatically puts it. But there are some cases they put less amount W2 and have employee benefit from their company. So
you need to change it.
yep. You'll basically see like certain cases. It's very uncertain. It's like very less likely to happen. So we're gonna move on, but I want you to look at the rest of the empty part of W2 because there are cases that some of them are checked. So usually what happens, number 12, there is like code and the amount. Number 13, like retirement, the retirement plan is checked. Number 14, something is written. So if that happens, you want to check the rest of the parts on the part on tax layer. All right, now I'm going to move on to state information. State information, your state, it's YS is your state, so I'm just going to put Colorado. State EIN, 35500, random number. And then it automatically puts $7,500. I want to put 350, which is number 17, the state income tax, and that should be it for W2. Pretty simple, right?
Wait,
Uh,
I have a question. So then in case, so like is at state if they had multiple states then?
Yes, if there is multiple states, you probably want to
On
put this
the
one.
W-2?
Yep.
Or they'd have another W-2?
Basically, you will see another state. There's a, do you see like second empty box? That's where the second, so,
Gotcha. Okay.
so yes, right here. So do you see like the empty box right here?
Yeah.
You'll see another state.
Okay.
But that's a little different case. That's a little bit tax consequences come in, and we might have to contact the professor and make sure the person is not overpaying their withholding or the tax wages. Basically, it's different tax.
Okay.
Sure. And I'm just gonna clear this. All right, and move on. I'll say continue. So now we have a 1099R. So 1099R is right here. But
How did you go back to this?
continue, just hit continue.
Oh,
So you can hit continue, or you can actually click income right here.
and it
will-
goes back.
It goes back to here.
Okay.
And if you have a form, but you don't know where it is, you can always search. So let's just say 1099R form. Now we have everything here.
Oh, nice.
There are like different types of 1099. So 1099C is there, 1099K, K should be here, G. Yeah, so if you search for it, it's there. So I'm going to click this, which is 1099R. It's a retirement fund. So now add or edit a 1099R form. So it's basically exactly same as W-2. Now we're gonna put, this is for Jacob Mills, right? And taxpayer's ID should be, all right, payer's TIN is 34600 and random numbers. Oh, and automatically pops up for training purpose, saving time. But in the real one, you might have to put it in there. Now is the important part. So on the right side, 1099 information. The gross distribution, item number one is gross distribution. It's basically the same number on the 1099R forms here. So which is $20,000. And it will have a taxable amount of $20,000. But keep in mind, it can be different. Don't trust the computer, trust the paper. Okay? So there are cases like only $15,000 is taxable out of everything. So in that case, you want to override this amount. So, yep. Here. This can be corrected if necessary. So, all right, moving on. Item 2B, nothing. Item 3, nothing. Item 4, federal income tax withheld, which is 20,000. No, not 20,000. 2,000. My bad. And I want you to focus on the rest of the part at the bottom. So on number 7, there's a code of number 7. So there are like different codes. There are like 20 different codes, and it's all about like distribution. Is it double distribution? Is it like normal distribution of their retirement fund? I think 7 is normal distribution, and it's just regular. But it can have 1, it can be 2, it can be DD, something like that. And nothing else is there. Rollover disability, nothing's there. State, local, there's nothing there on number 12 through 17, right? Then I'll just continue. Do you see like the total amounts going up? It was about 7,500. Now it's 27. So yeah, I mean it's automatically calculated. So it's going up. But one thing we want to make sure is don't tell the tax return amount before everything is reviewed. People get mad at it, you know. So like I had from my past experience. The client asked me like, how much did I get? I just said like, you get like $2,000. And reviewer came over and changed some numbers. and they drop down to like 200, yeah, there is consequences. And the client get mad, of course. He thought like, oh, I should get $2,000 and I'm happy with it. And suddenly, in 2 minutes, became 200. They get mad. So don't tell anything until the review, until the review. All right. So now I'm going to move on to the next one, next page. So now it's a SSA 1099, Social Security Benefit Statement. So this person is basically 65, older than 65 years old, right? The person is 65 now. And got the Social Security benefit. So now I'm going to go, well, I'm just going to go to the same page. It's SSA 1099R, 1099. And here is Social Security benefit and RRB, which is railroad benefit, 1099. So this is quite important. So, okay, so basically there are two different forms. One is for Jacob, one is for Martha. So do you remember I kind of told you like who's taxpayer, who's spouse? Because we want to make sure the taxpayer is Jacob, spouse is Martha. You don't want to get confused about this. So here, taxpayer Social Security benefit, generally box 5 of form SSA 1099. If you look at it, how much is it?
16,000.
Yep, you just put it right there. What about box 6? Do you see anything?
No.
Nothing, so leave it empty. Here, taxpayers' Medicare premium is on box 3. So if you look at it, paid by check or direct deposit, 14,000. Medicare Part B premium deducted from your benefit comes right there. So it's 1308. So generally, everything comes in here. All the amounts says Medicare, Part B, Part A, Part C, it comes down here. You just add them up all together and just throw it in there. All right, same for the spouse. So spouse is Martha, and Martha's Social Security benefit is 15,000. Federal withheld. Now there is a box, right? There's a box, $1,000 and 500, and number box 6. Everyone got it? All right. Spouse's Medicare premium, which is 1312. 1312, and you can find this on box 3. All right. Everything good? All right. Am I too fast?
No.
All right. Moving on. All right. Turning the page. Interest income.
Wait,
Sure.
I'm not on your page.
Oh, here, wait.
Oh, yeah, that's just, oh, where's the lump sum here? So
So
here,
cancel that.
and then,
You can just hit income on the website. All right.
is that right?
So, do you have same AGI amount? No? What did you do?
We'll figure it out. Let me go back.
Mine is the same, but the other funds.
It's not
Okay,
same?
but the
Sure. Already? All right. So we're just gonna move on.
Yeah.
All right. This is a place that you want to like get your hands dirty. It's not place for yes and no. All right. So I'm gonna move on to next one is interest income. So interest income, and you get, you see a 1099 INT form, which is interest income, which is right here, this form. Interest income. So we're going to look at that form, and we want to go to interest and dividend, which is form 1099 or dividend. I'll show you how it works. 1099 INT. Yeah, right here. Just click it. It will just jump on there. All right, this is interest. It's not from foreign bank. It's not from U.S. savings bond. So just click this one. It's very ordinary ones. Now you see the different types. This is 1099 int form. We click this one and go ahead. All right, payer's name. This is county bank. Their TIN is 39400 and random numbers. The address. Yeah, this is what usually happens. It's just you gotta put each and every address and make sure you don't have any typo in there. New. Alright. Zip code. Random zip code. Taxpayer. So there are cases. I'm at right here. Taxpayer spouse and joint. So some cases you'll see a joint interest. Some cases you'll see. Well, here is Jacob Mills, but you'll see sometimes you see both Jacob and Martha Mills. If that's the case, you want to click joint. If that's not, select one together. This is taxpayers, so stick to the taxpayer, which is Jacob. And the item number 1, and interest income on box 1 is 375. And seems like nothing is there. It's very empty. Just hit continue. But so one good thing about it, it has like exact same format as the actual form. So you find the number, find the box number, just put the same numbers in there, and that should be. Now we got W2G form, and where is it? Can't find it. It's actually in other income. If you scroll down all the way, you see other income right here. If you click it, it's just right on the top. I mean, one down from the top. Everything, did you guys find it? If you can find it, you can search W2G, and it's right there. You can click it, it will go through. All right, this is gambling winning. It's a little complicated than you think. Just a little bit. So, Jacob Mills is the winner's name. This person should be happy. Won $2,000 from gambling, right? Right. So Jacob Mills. Click Jacob Mills. Address is all good. Taxpayers ID number, team number should be. It should be a federal identification number is 38600 and random numbers and payer's name. Oh, it pops up. All right. So, well, I think it's just a training purpose. So, yep. And payer's phone number is there. Yep, it's there. Winnings information. It's box number 1, which is $2,000. The gambling laws. Now it's the reason why the interview is really important. If you look at the interview notes on the first page, did you guys find there's a gambling loss of $700? Yeah, we're gonna put that in right here. Gambling losses of $7,700. This doesn't like impact on AGI, gross income, but it goes to itemized deduction, which is some of you know about it.
Yeah.
So it's not because one of the questions directly say how much this person gets when gets the income from the W2G is $2,000. It's not deduction from $700 because, well, yeah. And moving on, federal tax withheld, how much was it? That was $500. Oops. $500. And type of wager was raffle ticket. This person should be really lucky person. The date 1 should be right there too. Is box number 2, date 1. May 28th, 2018. Alright, nothing seems to be special except if you drag down, here's like transaction, which is box 5, box 6 raise, box 7 is right here, cashier is right there, window, which is number 10 is right there. First ID number is just say Colorado 987654. Second ID number is Colorado 3160000. And moving on. And that was the all income we need to put. That was everything we need to put. And scholarship is part of 1098 T4, which is tuition, so which we're gonna go right now. All right. So after that, are we on the same page right now? Right? Awesome. So I'm gonna continue. Continue again. And now it's the deduction part. Also, you can hit guide me, but I'm just going to go enter myself.
Wait, so that's the let's see how we can cut your tax bill. Enter myself, that's what you had?
Yes. I mean, I'll generally like to do enter myself, but you can also go to guide me, and it will ask like tons of questions. Like, do you have this? Do you have that one?
Right. I done those with TurboTax, so.
Oh, you
It's
did?
like the same thing.
Right. Yeah, exactly. It's basically the same as a
Yeah.
TurboTax.
How did you get there?
So from income is the first page. Just hit continue, and you are here. And then I'm going to click enter myself. Or you can simply click like deduction right here, and then it'll jump up to right here. It's deduction. All right. So I'm just going to go to adjustment to see what's available. All right. So these are like adjustment. It tells you if there's like something happens, alimony paid, which is the last year, next year is gone. Don't divorce, but whatever. Non-deductible IRAs and things like that. Other adjustment, if you click it, you see more stuffs. Choose your stuffs. I'm gonna jump up to next one. Standard deduction is automatically selected, so you don't have to reselect it. Itemized deduction, if it's less likely to be happen, but if the person has either medical, dental, taxes you pay, mortgage, gift, and stuff like that, you put this one here, and you get to select either standard deduction or itemized deduction. Either like one of each is like, let's say itemized deduction is about like $30,000. Standard deduction usually is from $1,200 to $2,400, not $24,000. Then go to itemized deduction instead of standard deduction. So this is where you go put the rest of the parts. And
Just search.
huh?
Why not just search 1098 directly?
1098, yeah, you can do that, but I want to show you where to go, what to put, and where. So I'm going to jump up to credits menu, and
It's the third one.
hmm?
The third one? 1098?
Oh yeah. I just want to show you. So
Oh.
those are the credits, list of the credits we are going to use. But mostly students definitely have education credit. Some people have a mortgage. Usually someone has a mortgage will visit us, right? Earned income credit, we definitely gonna come back for this. Credit for elderly and disabled. Some of them are automatically filed. Some of them are we don't have to worry too much about. Yeah, and those are like different types of credits. Smaller employer health insurance premium, credits for federal tax paid for fuel. We will probably not use a lot of this, but it's get to know which one to go. All right, education credit, which is 1098T. So here, well, it's definitely Daniel. And if you, it's time to, can you guys open up 4012 and open J1. Education credit. If you turn the page, you see this chart. So basically, there are like 3 different types of education credits. Mostly, I'll just put generally. Generally, the most beneficial credit for students is American Opportunity Credit. But there are limitations. So, if you turn the page, what education qualifies and what are the conditions that apply. So these are quite important. All right. So if you read it, can be claimed for only 4 tax years, meaning that they can only apply for 4 times. If they applied 4 times already, they cannot file this. If the person, and that happens usually goes to lifetime learning credit. It's right here. So yeah, because there's no condition, and it gives you best benefit. Next best benefit. And then the next one is must be enrolled at least half-time. So in this case, it's full-time, so you shouldn't have any problem. But if the person has a half-time, part-time school, still maybe qualifies. Should have no felony of drugs, must not have completed 4 years of post-secondary education, meaning that the person was like graduate college after 4 years. They cannot file, and then when came back to grad school like me, and means they cannot file this one. Is it clear, or do you need more help? Right. So another thing is what's the qualified expenses. So look at this part. So course-related books, supplies, and equipment other than tuition are also count as expenses, qualified expenses for American Opportunity Credit. So in this case, if you look at the last page, so basically, it's right here. Can you guys see here? Mm-hmm. So the tuition was $7,000, right? And scholarship and the grant is basically counted as income, so we're going to deduct it right here. And this person has a book, the receipt from a bookstore, which is $500. We're going to add it here. Then it becomes $2,000. And this is qualified expense. So $2,000 is a qualified expense.
Wait, is not 100?
So
Oh, 1,500
yeah.
was that.
Everything good? So now I'm going to go back to Tax Layer Pro. I'm going to click American Opportunity Credit, and now it tells me to put the qualified expenses. We just calculated right here. So this is tuition, this is scholarship, this is book. So we add them all up, it was $2,000. And institution, if you look at 1098T, is a Buckeye College. Never heard of it. The address. 575 College Boulevard, and zip code, reminder code, and all my questions. All right. Did the student receive 1098T form from the institute for 2018? Yes, right? Did the student receive from 2007 with box 2 filled and box 7 checked. So we want to make sure there's nothing on box 2 and box 7, even from the previous one. In this case, it's no.
So would they need to bring in like 1098-T forms from prior years?
Technically, no. If that happens on 2018, it says it's going to be on there too. So.
Okay.
Institution number, if you look at the 1098-T on the left side, there's 33700-0000. Whole credit, now it's asking the same question. Already being claimed on 4 prior tax return. This person is not, he just turned 18. Enrolled and is half time. If you read an interview note, though, he was a full-time student. Did the student complete first 4 years post-secondary education before 2018? No. The student convicted before end of 2018 of felony or substance? No. And that should be all. So make sure you read each of the question and answer the right question, right answers, because that will like automatically decline the American Opportunity Credit or anything. So yep. Moving on, that's 5643 right here, and now see what's the number? 6,000, 7,000 almost. So yep, definitely is affected. All right. So we're gonna jump on to earned income credit. So basically, earned income credit is automatically calculated by the software. You don't have to worry about putting the numbers and stuff, but it has a lot of questions. You see this? You gotta answer all this. So we're gonna go through each and every question, because if you don't answer and maybe put the wrong answer, it will not calculate it. So make sure we gotta really carefully answer each and every question. Was a taxpayer non-resident alien for any part of the year? No. Is a taxpayer a qualified child of another person? Is no. Did you complete the tax return based on the information reasonably obtained by you? Yes. Did you interview the taxpayer, ask adequate question, document this to claim? We did interview, right? So yes. Review adequate information, determine the eligibility to claim. We did review it. Did any information provided by taxpayer third party? It's incorrect, incomplete, inconsistent. It's a trick cast question. So because there are people who just click yes, 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 yes. This is trick casting, you gotta say no. Did you satisfy the vehicle retention requirement? Basically, after we file every return, we're gonna keep the interview sheet, one W-2, one 1099-R, and probably maybe 1040 form, but we haven't decided yet, but still, that's a possibility. But anyway, W-2 and 1099, the one of them we should keep it, just one. So, yep, we are going to keep it. Let's say, oh, this person got W-2 and 1099-R, write something there. Did you ask taxpayer whether to provide documentation to substantiate documents? We did ask. Did you ask any credits were disallowed or reduced the prior year? Yes. Were any of these credits disallowed or reduced prior year? No. If that happens, they can claim it, but they have to file another form, and it will lead to software will definitely just lead you to them. It will ask why is it disallowed? Why is it reduced in the prior year? No dependent information. We still need to put it, although we have a dependent. Have you determined that this taxpayer, in fact, eligible to claim with one of the children? We did determine it. Was the taxpayer's main home is in the United States more than half the year? We put it on 12. Yes. If the taxpayer eligible to claim dependent on anyone eligible federal income tax, yes, oh wait. Is a taxpayer eligible to be claimed as dependent on anyone else's? No. Yes, see, we gotta ask, gotta read it. You should certify that all answers on this whatever form are to the best of your knowledge. Yes. Continue. Eligibility calculating. And all right. So, all right, seems like everything is answered except this one. So whenever is something incorrect or not answered properly, it will have a red box like this. If you drag it, oh, it's right here. Qualifies child. How did I miss it? Is this child currently or intend to be created with any other individual's tax return? Not in this case. And
So it was no?
Nope.
No?
Yeah, this is no. It's any others individuals, not on this one. Here, American Opportunity Tax Credit question. Did your taxpayer put a substantiation such as 1090? Yes, we have it right there. And it should go good. It was about $6,900. You see how much credit? Sure, we'll go around there. All right.
Yeah.
All right, that's, oh, we don't have to worry about this. Oh, wow, just jump up there. If that happens, just go back.
To what?
So after EIC, you usually say file, e-file and stuff.
Oh, yeah.
Just hit back and you'll come to here. It's a federal section. And yeah.
As well, you can use the tool Guide Me instead of enter yourself.
Mhm.
It's just a
Yeah.
lot longer because he's asking you questions. And a lot of them are going to be no because there are basic returns. But definitely use it if you don't know where to go or need more additional help.
Yeah, I want the extra help that's required. It can be
Especially for the
helpful.
test, use Guide Me, I would say.
Mhm. All right, I'm gonna give you about 5 minute break, and then we'll come back to it.
Great. Hey, Maddie, do you have a list of all your dad members?
Quite a lot to work on, right?
I can share.
So here, yes, here's a university, right? Medicare, it's all listed. So continue. So next question is, did you purchase health insurance via healthcare.gov or state marketplace? This is a question about Obamacare. If the person bought this from these places, they will get 1095A, and we gotta select yes, and it will lead you to a different spot. I'll just show you how it goes. As I have a family member, and it will tell me to put all this amount. If not, you gotta start the month. It's pretty much the same, but it has a part that I gotta put. Yep. Let's say yes. Yeah, you gotta put those lines. If you look at the 1095A at the bottom, there's a little box. Says like what is the total amount you paid for a premium amount, annual premium amount, SLCSP, what is the PTC amount. If the person select, I was insured for entire 12 months, the box will say it. We just put the box amount. If the person is not fully insured, you have to put individually. Like let's say no, and see, you gotta put all by yourself. Pretty bad, right? Don't hate Obama though.
So the 1095A is if you had Obamacare or
Yep,
something.
exactly. Exactly. So if you had Obamacare, you will see this. But if you don't have Obamacare and just regular insurance, you will see.
It's much quicker.
Oh yeah, it's so much quicker. All right. That's why I said don't hate him. There's an individual member. Oh, here. So in this, the scenario is basically all months they're like insurance for all 12 months, but there can be a case. I'm just gonna go ahead right now to show you how it works, and that was basically it. If you just say like I was insured 12 months, you'll just moving on. But if the person was not insured for entire 12 months, you will see something unfamiliar. Yep, it's gonna ask you to like, what are the months? Like, I was gonna try just for now. Just like Jacob and Martha was only insured for 10 months. Probably less likely to happen because they get Social Security. And Jacob was not insured for 2 months. Martha was not insured for 2 months. And don't worry about this part. If filing is required, because what actually will happen is the software automatically drag the amount, adjust gross income to this one. So we don't have to file it. Continue. Yes, healthcare exemption. So there are exemptions. There are like a lot of exemptions, like 7, 8 of them. One thing we are probably going to use a lot of time is the short gap exception. So if the person didn't have insurance only less than 2 months, it's called a short gap. It's qualified as short gap exception. So basically meaning the person was switching the job and those 2 months were like a job switching time, and by the time he didn't have insurance, the person can be exempt from paying the penalty. It's social responsibility penalty. It's called something like that. So if that happens, did you qualify exemption due to certain things? I'll say yes. And it will ask a lot of questions. There was individual, was Jacob, was not marketplace. And do you see the list? So coverage is unaffordable, which means they don't have money. Short gap in coverage is the one that less than 2 months. If the person did not have insurance less than 2 months, that's just right there. Citizen living abroad, certain non-citizen, probably we wouldn't care a lot of it. So yeah, incarceration, if someone like passed away, sad things happens. Yeah, those are the things. If you want to go ahead and want to know more about it, there is a website. If you go back, there's a website right here. Oh, not this one. Oh, what? So there was like a website that you can see what exams qualify. You ask a lot of questions. Yeah, you will go ahead and just follow it. Just tell you you're exempt, you're not exempt. But anyway, in this situation, it's pretty simple, straightforward. Everyone's insured, so I'm just going to stay 12 months and moving on. Simple, straight. All right, so now it's a Colorado return. I'll just go ahead and click edit, because if you continue, it will go to e-filing. So make sure you click edit. So, so Colorado return is not part of your scenario, but we will have it, right? First thing I'll definitely do is click basic information. Do you need to find taxable mail to you next year? Depends, but probably not in the most time. Were you abroad on a tax return due date? Nope. less likely to be added. And moving on, addition, I'll just show you some stuff. Those are like something carried forward, less likely to happen. One thing we want to make sure is credit. This one, corporate tax rent hit rebate. Yes. So this is what happened. If the person gets less than a certain amount of money, they can claim for property tax or property tax rent hit rebates. Select the qualify. I'll just move on. It is a full resident, 65 years old, disabled. You may qualify. So what I would actually do is I just fill it out and let the computer say, oh, do I qualify or not? Just throw it there. So I'll just come here, ask some questions. Select the qualify option best describes you when you're 65 years old. Yes, because these people are 65 right now. Number of months you received Medicare was applicable, which was 12 months. And we don't have to adjust federal benefit. The rest of the part actually will be calculated as I remember. We don't have to worry too much about this. But only part you have to worry about it is starting from right here. So enter the amount of corporate tax paid in 2018. So their family who own their house at age of 65 paid off their mortgage and everything. They have their house, meaning that they got to pay property tax, right? So they will bring paper, say property tax amount, things like that. Those amount will be entered right here. It's kind of hard to find it, but it's there. But I think I'm quite sure about this, but don't include the trash, because some place include a trash amount in their tax purpose. You gotta subtract that trash amount. So just keep in mind. Yeah. And the rent, if they're living in a rent, like apartment, make sure you calculate it. Because usually they will say, oh, hey, if you ask how much rent you pay for every month, and you say, oh, I pay like $600 per month, and you've got to multiply by 12 to make sure it's any amount. Yes.
Are like homeowners association, is that included with these?
Which one?
Like if you live in a neighborhood, you like pay dues to the neighborhood, is that included in property tax?
I am not sure. Let me go and check the part. Thanks.
Okay. Yeah.
So, yep, that's the first part. Here's like heat and fuel expenses. If the person was bringing out their Excel energy bills, there actually is a part that how much you pay for fuel and expenses. Put it in here, but there are cases that don't have it. It's okay. Just don't put anything. It will automatically calculate. Oh, he will.
Hey, Professor Chip. Sorry, do you know, are homeowners association fees included in property tax?
You know what my answer is going to be? I'm not sure that they are.
Okay.
Because it's a fee that's imposed by an association.
Yeah.
Right? Rather than like a political entity or political government.
Okay.
So my guess, this is off the top of my head without doing a lot of further research, but I would think it's a stretch to put it into a tax.
Okay.
But that's what you want to do, right?
Well, yeah.
Well, but that raises a really great question in terms of the way we approach things and what we do in the VITA class. Actually, we can talk about things, but then we got to come down to what's, if somebody wants to take an aggressive position, we need some support for them.
Okay.
Yeah, so, I was going to say it's a great question, but I wasn't expecting it, right?
All right. So I'm gonna keep moving on. So there can be a meals included in the rent payment. You can select yes or no. If it was included, you can put amount. Did you, exempt unit is right here. If they're living, I'll say, government supported apartment units, you probably will say yes here and then put the amount here, not up here. So leave this on. So if they're living in like a government supplement apartment, something like that, you probably want to hit yes, and you can put the 12-month amount right here. They probably won't say in the beginning, but you can like kind of reasonably estimate it. Usually the rent is like way too cheap, like about like $200, like $100. You gotta ask it like, hey, is it a government? Did government support your rent? Is it a government supplement rental apartment? And they say yes, and then it goes to here, right there. Alrighty, was the heat included?